Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Search for Serotonin podcast. I am your host, Carolyn Farrick, and once again, this week I am joined by our temporary co-host, Olivia Farrick, as a part of our OCD versus OCPD mini-series. So, Olivia, thank you, and welcome back for week 3 of the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be back.
Are you really?
Yes.
Olivia's like, let's get this shit over with. When are my 4 weeks up?
Slay.
She's being held against her will, guys. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So, Olivia, how are you doing this week? What's going on with your mental health?
I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to live. But here I am living. So that's basically it.
Yeah. No, honestly, like I never really get seasonal depression in the summer. I feel like I'm more of a wintertime seasonal depression person. But I swear to God, this summer has been ass. Like I have been so just like feeling like shit, so anxious all the time. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I actually saw this post on Instagram this week, perfectly summing up like summer anxiety and how you have this like heightened anxiety over summer because you are afraid because you're like, oh, I feel like shit. My mental health is doing bad, but it's summer out and it's 80 degrees and it's sunny and I should be on a boat or I should be at a pool or I should be cooking out or I should be at a park. Like I need to be doing what everyone else is doing because I only have these 3 months of the year to enjoy these things. But they were also saying that like your mental health is still valid and you still need to take care of yourself. And if you don't have the energy to do shit, like it's unrealistic that you're doing shit 24/7 in summer anyway. But like, if your mental health is also struggling, like you're not going to be doing all of those things almost.
Yeah. I don't really have that problem because I don't really like doing anything. So
you're like, it's an all year round type deal for me.
Yeah.
So this week, Olivia and I, as a part of the OCD versus OCPD mini-series, we're going to keep it short, fun, light, and sweet this week. We're going to be playing a little bit of this or that. All right, Olivia, this or that. First, we're going to start with an easy one, coffee or tea.
I prefer coffee, but I also like tea. I like coffee more because I can always have it. I only have tea at nighttime.
That's fair.
But I could have coffee anytime because it doesn't like keep me up. So
yeah. No, I feel that. I think for me, like I was always just a dead set coffee person. It was like always coffee, going to coffee. It's just coffee. And in college, like coffee made my anxiety so fucking bad. Like it played into my insomnia. It played into like my racing thoughts. And I was like, no, I'm just still going to drink coffee because I don't care. And you know, once I started getting on my medicine and everything, drinking coffee was no issue. But I'm kind of like moving into my tea era. I don't know. That's just like what I've been feeling lately, whether it's iced tea or today I'm drinking like a London Fog, which is a hot tea. Okay. So Instagram or TikTok?
I like TikTok because I have a short attention span and I like that people use it for like making like artistic little collages and like short like films almost. And I don't know, I get bored with Instagram.
Just with me, like I grew up with Instagram, and so I feel like I naturally just gravitate more to Instagram. And the one thing that I do say that really keeps me on Instagram is like I love that it's now become the concept of like photo dumping or like just posting to post whatever makes you feel good, because that's what I've been trying to do more of, is just like focus less on like the old rules of Instagram and what you should and shouldn't post and what you should and shouldn't like do on there. And so once you take away all those rules and regulations and you're just like, oh, I'm posting this because it's a cute little like montage of my day or like collection of like random things that I took pictures of throughout the day to make me like, that made me feel good or something like that. So that's where I really like Instagram, is like that little moment. Because with TikTok, yeah, you can do the same thing, but let's be honest, I'll take short videos all the time and my ass is never sitting down to edit those videos and put that together and put that out on TikTok. So I just never post on TikTok.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I think it's just a matter of what like your natural like abilities are. Because I know a lot of people just take the videos on TikTok and then just put them together on there and then just put music over them. Like not it doesn't take that much editing to make like little TikToks.
I feel that. Vibes. But you are much more Gen Z than I am. I am Gen Z. I'm like right on the I'm in the in between section. So I like grew up with a ton of millennial shit and I'm like still involved in the Gen Z shit. So it's just a weird place to be.
You're very millennial. No
Yeah.
offense.
Vibes. All right. Moving on. Sweets or savory?
Savory.
Yeah.
I like a little salty treat.
Yeah. A good little salty treat. Never hurt anybody.
Yeah, I like chips.
No chips. Are
I'm
like
so good at podcasting.
chips.
Chips.
If you guys can't tell, Olivia's struggling this week, but we're here for her and she still came to help out on the pod. So,
yeah.
All right. No, literally though, sweets or savory, like savory's it. Like, fuck sweets. Like, even if I'm on my period, give me a fucking pretzel, like a soft
Goldfish.
pretzel with beer cheese.
Yeah, soft pretzel.
Yes.
I like
And
honey mustard.
yeah. Or like even soft pretzels and chocolate. Like, I know that is sweet, but like when you mix the two a little bit, like, bop, not flop.
Yeah.
Or as
Not flop.
as they would say on RuPaul's Drag Race, boot or toot.
You're such a millennial. Not the RuPaul's Drag Race.
Not a millennial. I'm just an idiot.
You're just 40 years old. It's fine.
You're making me feel bad. Literally last weekend when we were shopping with mom, we were looking at shoes for Emma's wedding. And she was like, you know what? You don't need super high heels because Rachel picked out this like really like high pair of wedges for me. And I was like, oh my God, these are so cute. Mom was like, no, you can't wear this for the wedding. And she was like, you don't need to wear those high heels anymore. And you can't with your ankle now. And she's like, you're not missing out on things. You're just growing up. And I'm like, don't make me sound like I'm 50. Fuck.
You can get the senior discount now. It's fine. And I think that's valid. Like, who needs to, like, who cares about high heels? Like, that's just extra work.
No, literally. Like the skinny ass heels, they can honestly choke and die.
Rachel's just crazy.
Yeah, give me a chunky heel or I'm not wearing heels. And I love wearing heels. Like I love a good heel booty, but if it's not a thick heel, I'm not fucking doing it. Okay, so yeah. Sweets or savory turned into heels or flats.
I guess.
Oh my God. Actually, this is fun. We should do more unhinged shit like this. This is great.
I'm not sure that people are like, yes, they like chunky heels. Woo. They're listening. They're like, I love this.
Olivia's like, yeah, so unhinged. She's just 40. She doesn't know.
You're so crazy. Oh my God.
Okay. Introverts or extroverts?
Introverts, because that's fine. Like, don't talk to me. Like, just be quiet and stay over there, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't know. I have my moments where like I can be both introverted and extroverted. So like it depends on where I'm at, like in that moment to like where I like, you know, who I need to be around. Because a lot of the times I'd like to say introvert, you know, but then also like my anxiety makes me talk like constantly. Ideally, I think I'd like to say introverts, but I feel like sometimes I need extroverts. But all right, journaling or reading?
Reading, because journaling is just too much work. It's literally just writing words on paper, but I'm like, I don't want to do this.
No, why is it like so exhausting to even think about journaling?
It's like you have to like figure out how you want to express things, and if you're already upset, that's just not something I want to worry about. It's figuring out how I want to say this. I'd rather just sit and process it.
I feel that. I'm gonna go journaling personally, just because like I also had the same perceptions about journaling. I'm like, this is exhausting. I'm not going to know how to word it or what to say or like what to do. But just like getting it all like down on paper, or like I even do journaling on my phone, which some people say like, oh, don't journal on your phone, like get a piece of pen and paper and write it out. I'm like, okay, sometimes I don't always have access to pen and paper, so I'm just gonna dump it where I need to, get the thoughts out, and then you can kind of like forget about them, be like, okay, it's out of my head, I don't need to think about it anymore. And it's like it's hard to get started too, because I know a lot of people know like they don't know what to write or what to say or how to get into that mindset. um but yeah, I like it. I personally think it helps me. And
Slay.
yeah, and for the listeners out there, if you are somebody who wants to get into journaling and you don't know how to, I actually have put together a 5-day gratitude digital journal that is free for you guys to download. So it includes 5 days of self-care activities, journal prompts, and affirmations. So if you're interested in getting started on journaling, but you don't really know what to do, the prompts are all laid out for you. I include journaling tips, how to get into the mindset, and everything like that. So if you want to go check that out, that is linked in the Instagram bio of the podcast, which is at the search for serotonin. So shameless plug right there for me.
Crazy girl promo.
No, because that's really what helped me. Like after my surgery, like journaling really did a lot for me.
Yeah.
And that was my issue, is I was like, well, fuck, I don't know where to begin or what to say. So I pulled some prompts that I had used when I first started and just put it together for people. Cause I'm like, if you're mentally ill and like you're dealing with anxiety, you're dealing with depression, like you're not going out there and like scouring for journal prompts. Like it's just easier when someone does it for you.
Yeah. That's very true.
Facts. Okay, therapy or meds?
If you're me, neither.
If you're me, fuck them both.
No. I don't do anything.
I would take therapy over medication any day. Like, let me sit there and talk for an hour, which I'm going to be doing right after this. I'm going to have therapy with Tina, but like, you guys know I can talk for a long ass time. So I'm like, let me talk. Let me have a convo. Like, napping or taking a walk?
I like to take a walk. I like going to parks and taking walks and being in the trees.
Yeah, taking a walk, literally. I used to nap like all the time in college. And I was like, nap is like my personality trait. I nap literally like 2 times a day. But that would just make me feel like more depressed and more anxious. And now, like in my morning routine, I've gotten off of it for like a week. But what I have been doing for most of the summer is I'll get up in the morning, go out and take a mile walk, and then go about my day. And for me, I found this really helpful because, like I said, getting back on my medicine has made me more anxious. So I'm not sleeping as much. My thoughts are racing a lot more. And I have this more like anxious energy about me. So by getting up and going and taking a walk, like I get my body moving. I, listen to a podcast or music and kind of let my mind work through those thoughts. And like, by moving my body around, it like kind of removes that anxiety. So then by the time that I get done for the day, I'm like, okay, now I can kind of function on a normal level. I'm not as anxious.
Yeah.
So we love a hot girl walk, or as I like to say, a happy girl walk.
Yeah.
All about boosting your serotonin levels, not about looking hot.
Yep.
Hell yeah, let's go. And walking is also a great way to naturally increase serotonin. Taking a walk, meditating, massages, that kind of stuff can be really good for that.
Yeah, just moving it all.
Yeah, literally move your body. Move it.
Basically.
Ooh. Okay. Podcasting or YouTube videos?
I like YouTube videos.
See, that's how Corbin is too. He's a big YouTube person.
I like shiny colors and pictures.
I like to be distracted.
Yeah, because I need to consume 3 forms of media at once, or else I'll be alone with my thoughts, and I can't have that.
That's too scary.
Yeah.
See, I prefer podcasts just because like when you're watching a YouTube video, you have to like sit down and watch it. But like podcasts, I can be like doing my work for the day, or I can be like taking a shower, or I could be on my walk. And so like instead of letting my mind race in those moments that it could be, I like fill that with the productive podcast time and trying to like fill something educational or funny or something like that to like, so I don't go to those anxious places, I think is why I do podcasts. So I can multitask and not like
So you can't
get
be
caught
alone
up.
with your thoughts either.
Yeah, literally.
Basically.
Fuck them
Wow.
thoughts.
Interesting.
Interesting. So crazy. Okay, let's bang out some of these last ones. Create or consume?
Consume.
Controversial.
I have nothing to contribute, so I like to consume.
Yeah, but they say online it's better to create than consume because then you're like, you know, putting your spin on it. You know, it's something that you are like doing for yourself. But the hard part about creating, I like to create, obviously, because I have this podcast and the Instagram page and I'm putting myself out there. But like the hardest part, I think, is you do it for you and it's fun and it's like an outlet and it's an expression. But then like putting it online, you're met with all this like outside opinions that maybe you don't want. So like I'd say creating, but not necessarily always creating for the internet, you know?
Yeah, for yourself.
Yeah. Vibes. Problem solving or asking for help?
Problem solving.
Big facts.
Yeah, I feel like you have to do a lot of stuff on your own.
Yeah, and that's the thing like with OCPD, like I'm a like, perfectionist and I feel like, I have to be perfect, so asking for help is literally like never an option in my brain. So when I see people that are like, "Oh, I just immediately ask for help." I'm like, "How do you even like think like that?" Like that doesn't even register in my mind. But like you said, like you do have to figure out a lot of shit for yourself. All right. Sunrise or sunset?
I like sunrises because it's a good start to your day and helps you be in a better mind frame for the whole day. You're waking up early and just kind of like, I'm going to start my day this way and make sure that things start off positively. I think that's very nice.
Yeah, just starting with a moment of peace, honestly,
Yeah.
because it's so easy to just pick up your phone and immediately get sucked into, oh, what's the news or what's my to-do list or blah, 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 notifications bullshit. When you could just like wake up, go outside, be in nature, sit with your own thoughts, decide how you want to go about the day and what kind of mindset you want to take into it. So, very much so, sunrise.
Yeah.
Essential oils or plants?
I like plants because essential oils are greasy
Greasy.
and I'd rather just look at a plant and be like,
That's
that's a nice plant.
that's one sexy plant.
Basically.
No, I feel that. I was never a plant person. I now have 5 plants, so we're starting out somewhere. But I don't know. I just always get afraid that I'm going to kill them. So I feel like I'm more of an essential oils person because I'm more about the smells than about the visuals.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Um, Planning and list making or winging it.
Winging it.
Ooh, she
Don't
just
plan anything.
Olivia operates solely on vibes, people, nothing else.
My whole life is just operating on vibes.
That's it. That's all we got. Y'all,
Sorry.
yeah, literally. Y'all already know that I am a planning and list making person because as a part of OCPD, one of the like side effects is you have this like rigid obsession with like list following and like being task oriented and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So my life can't operate without a list or I'll fall apart. All
You're
right.
crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy girl.
Crazy girl. Okay, coloring or baking?
Baking. I love baking so much. I haven't baked in a long time because at school I don't have an oven, but now I do have an oven. And I still haven't baked. But as we discussed earlier, I don't like to do things.
I don't like to do it.
I just don't like to, I don't know why.
It's not the vibe.
I guess just rotting away is the vibe.
Yeah, literally. No, I think baking or cooking in general is just such a great activity to take up as somebody with OCD and OCPD, because for me at least, like the structure and the organization, and you don't have to really like think about it. Like, if you're following a recipe, it says, here's the ingredients you need, here's how you put it together, here's the amounts. And then you can take like creative liberties where you want to. But like, I like that structure and, kind of like list to follow, and it gives me that sense of like security and safety, but I can also like breathe and not have anxiety, but still add like my own fun spin on it.
Yeah, it's just something easy to like focus on.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like, I've talked about it on the pod. That's something that's really helped me with my anxiety, especially. And if you're like dating somebody, that's a great time to, put the screens down, put your phone down, actually physically like hang out, talk, connect. Like I said, me and Corbin listen to podcasts, we do music while we cook, all that kind of fun stuff. Or comedy specials, like putting on a comedy special and cooking with your significant other and just like laughing the whole time is so much fun.
Yeah, that's so nice.
So sexy. All right. Olivia, are there any this or that questions you want to add?
No.
No. Okay. Well, fun. Those are all the questions that I had planned. I just wanted to keep it short, sweet, simple, just some lighthearted stuff so we could get to know each other a little bit. But well, obviously me and you know each other, but like the people out there can get to know us a little bit better. And I know that we're both, struggling through this summer, so I didn't want to do anything too intense.
Yeah, that's good.
Vibes. All right. Well, Olivia, thank you again for being here. Tell the people where they can follow you online.
You guys can follow me at Olivia Ferrick on Instagram. I'm there. It's my Instagram.
Hit her up. Slide in the DMs.
Yes. I don't know if I'll respond, but you can try.
You can try. She's not going to do it. She doesn't like doing things.
Yeah. Probably. Sorry.
Oh my God. Sorry. All right, guys. Thank you again for being here for another week of the podcast. As always, follow the podcast on Instagram at The Search for Serotonin. And if you